I had what to most would seem a pretty normal life up until a few years ago. I had a secure home with a good family growing up. I played sports like most young men. I went on to get a degree with it a fairly good job. After a while I got married, had a few kids, and I thought I accepted the reality given to me. But at certain times along the journey, the mind, seemingly without warning and with devastating effect, delved into its darkest recesses. I then tried to use whatever spare time I had to try and understand the cause of these bleak episodes and also learn how to be happy. It turns out the problem had been right in front of me the whole time. A problem both unique to humans and universal to every member of our species. It is that we know we exist, or more accurately, that we know our existence will come to an end in death. Cultural anthropologist Ernest Becker, in his Pulitzer Prize-winning work, The Denial of Death, said, "The idea of death, the fear of it, haunts the human animal like nothing else. It is a mainspring of human activity designed largely to avoid the fatality of death, to overcome it by denying in some way that it is the final destiny of man." Becker termed our fear of death annihilation anxiety. More recently, empirical investigations have been performed in this area of psychology by people such as Professor Sheldon Solomon. Terror management theory shows, among other things, how increasing our subconscious awareness of death impacts our behaviour without us even knowing it. The studies show that we have two main buffers against our anxiety about death. The first is a culture or worldview, which is a shared fabrication of reality which promises literal and or symbolic immortality to those who live up to the standards of value prescribed by the worldview. The second is self-esteem, that's based on how well one sees themselves living up to the standards of that worldview. Another exploration into the idea of death in an objectively meaningless universe was by the Norwegian Peter Wessel Zaff in his classic essay, The Last Messiah. In it he describes four main ways in which humans repress this reality. They are isolation, anchoring, distraction, and sublimation. These are, he states, naturally occurring in every possible combination. Isolation is a dismissal from our minds of all disturbing thought and feeling. Anchoring crosses over into Becker's work as many cultural phenomena are the perfect anchoring systems. Religion, for one, offers literal immortality, while symbolic immortality can be achieved with things such as nationalism. I might be gone, but my country lives on. Distraction is a constant enthralling of the mind with impressions. This has gotten to extreme levels with the advancement of technology. But also we overwork or get obsessed with things to help us escape the present moment. Sublimation, Zaff describes as transformation rather than repression. This is engaging the evil and turning it into a valuable experience using positive impulses, like with the creation of art, literature or music, or devoting a life to helping others. Using a combination of these methods keeps most people's anxiety at bay, and they stay within the bounds of their own reality, telling themselves their own story about life. The technique of sublimation is about the only truly honourable method amongst them. But what if these methods do not work for us, and we are left with a life that, way too often, still feels worthless? Well, it is up to us to create a life worth living. To do this, we need a real life solution to both our deepest fears and our everyday problems. That solution is Stoicism. Stoicism helps us accept the reality of our situation. It helps control our desires, manage our emotions, and quash our fears. But most importantly, it shows how most of the things we think about are not worthy of thought. It focuses the mind onto things that actually matter, so that we can create the life we want. A life that we are intrinsically happy with because we are mindful, take responsibility for our actions, and aim to achieve our potential. At the center of this new life will be virtue. I will finish off with a quote from Marcus Aurelius, one of the greatest of all the Stoics. This quote is particularly relevant for the situation we find ourselves in. He said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live."